Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Conqueror Gun Carriage. It's a Tier 10 British SPG. It's located on the south spawn of Mountain Pass, and this one is under the command of Mike 1963-1. Now, many people call this thing the Conqueror Orbital Laser Cannon. Oh, I don't think we've got any sound. I will run that back so that we get sound, because otherwise it's quite annoying. Shouldn't take too long. I'll run it forward. There you go. Game started, and we've got sound. Yes, many people know it's the Conqueror Orbital Laser Cannon simply because it's got a huge, whopping great shell, 234mm, which actually comes down basically almost directly on top of enemy targets. It's a considerable force. It's capable of doing 1000 alpha, and that's with the rounds that it's using at the moment. There you go, 59mm of penetration, 11.6 meters burst radius. With the high explosive, the high explosive, it can do 1350. And he's moved it down to the as closest to the ice road he can get without actually being in sight of the enemy. Now, it's based on the Conqueror tank, the heavy tank, and it's an Arty that never actually got built. It was it's a complete invention of wargaming, I'm afraid. It's not even a real tank. But then wargaming has made a lot of fake tanks, and they seem to do quite well in the game. Might have been nice if they'd actually included a real artillery though, something like the Abbott or something like that, but I presume that the reason why they didn't put those in the game was they're too fresh, too new. First shot didn't work out so well, but he probably splashed the enemy tanks he aimed at. It has got a long reload, 44.1 seconds by the book. He's got 35.22. Almost ready to shoot, so he's getting his aim dialed in, ready for the off. It's going to aim for the E100. As many of you know, I mentioned just the other day that apparently the only E100 hull that was ever built is currently residing in the UK, or as far as we're aware. It's in a scrapyard somewhere, if it is still around. If it's not in the scrapyard, it was lost on a range somewhere. It was used as a range target. But if it is still intact, then I think there's a lot of people who would love to have that vehicle restored back to life. Even though it never actually saw action, the E100 is a piece of tank history. Well, he's retreating back from that corner because it was a bit too in the open, and the enemy appears to be gaining ground, and he can still hit them from up here on the other end near the cap area. And of course he can hit some of the enemy tanks from up here as well. It's the second biggest Arty in the game. Of course, the big boy is the King Kong, the 240mm T92 HMC. It has to be the American Arty that's the biggest one in the game, doesn't it? Yes, has to be. It is a monster. Oh, nice hit, 3451. Yeah, the T92, that's another Arty that possibly could have seen action, but didn't. Designed for the end of the Second World War against Japan. We've got an EBR inbound, but he gets taken out by our E100. Yeah, never actually got used. There was 5 of them, but now one of them's a gate guard at the destroyed arsenal. Rounds out, long flight time, and 308. 2.4 seconds is the flight time, so it's not long, but it is long enough. Okay, looks like our team are falling back to the cap area, so he's going to have to get into cover now, because if he doesn't, the first time he gets spotted, he's going to get taken out. And when he's backing into a corner where there's a T110E4 already in residence, don't go too far, or you'll go right over the edge of the cliff. You're right on the edge, can't afford to go anymore, and if somebody backs into you, they might push you over the edge by accident. If you do, then they will turn blue, and you'll be sitting in the river at the bottom feeling sorry for yourself. So try not to do that. Okay, he's trying to line up a shot. He's loaded, and well, he gets 44 hit points from a splash on the Object 260. The trouble with close range shots on this Arty is that you need to angle the gun up a little just to get it over the front of the vehicle at the enemy, and they're very close at the moment. In fact, it's a miracle the enemy hasn't actually seen him. But on the other hand, the fact is that whilst he's in this corner, he's actually stopping the enemy from going into the cap area, as is that Striv 103B. Now, let's see what he does with this Guerrilla. If he hits him, he could really wreck that guy. Well, 288 from a splash. He didn't get the wrecking shot that I hoped he would get, but that Guerrilla's now a one-shot. There are 3 tanks down on the enemy. The enemy is en masse at their cap area, but they're still holding them off. Never say die, never give up, never surrender. And no, this is not a cheesy science fiction film. Oh, now that was a T92 HMC putting a near miss in. It stunned him. Thank goodness it didn't move him over the edge of the cliff. Just seeing if he can get a shot into that IS-7. Surprising that they haven't made more ground on the ice road so far. Here comes the Death Star. They just killed the IS-7. It's now going their way, and a lovely hit there on the Death Star. 464 hit points, that's important. Makes him vulnerable. Get a shot in. Oh, he's still reloading. Even though it says okay, he just didn't have... There he's got a shell in the breach now. There's only 3 enemies left. One of them's the Striv 103B. He's down on the ice road, or rather he was. And the other 2 are Artys, the GW E100 and T92 HMC. I think it's time to go Arty hunting, actually. Or is he going to hit that Striv? I'd hit the Striv. More effective taking out the Striv right now. If he lands a shell on top of the Striv, he might wound him enough to enable our teammates to get the kill shot. Oh, and there's the T92, so he actually did pick the right way to go. Unfortunately, we just lost the E100 though. So, there's the Striv. He's pulling away. He's running. And I think he's running from that T110E4. He doesn't want to take that guy on. Not with his armour. And it looks like the Foch is going down there as well. Here comes the EBRs coming up behind the guy. So he's kind of trapped now, that Striv. And I think the T92's probably turned tail and gone straight back up the ice road, thinking, no, it's too hot around here. Okay, he's gone before he could get a shot in. Mind you, enemy Arty might be firing in. There's only one left. It's the GW E100. T92 was taken care of. The EBR's going up the other way. I think he's got eyes on that GW E100. And he's found him. And he's up on top of the cliff, I think. Looking down. And I think we can hit him from here. Oh, he's come down off the top of the cliff though. And the way that formation of rock is directly there. Oh! The GWE100 killed the EBR, the shotgun. That's kind of a turn of events, isn't it? GWE gets shotgun on an EBR. Well, I don't think we can. I don't think we'll worry too much about that. And now it looks like Mike is going to set that guy up for a shotgun himself. I wonder if that guy will go through the bowl. I think he will. I kind of think that he will try to go down that slope as fast as he can, and he's just spotted us, and he got a hit. Unfortunately, the GWE100 is reloading, and he gets taken out as well. Oh dear. Well, this GWE100 gets a consolation prize of 2 kills, and either the Foch will chase him down. I don't think the E4 will chase him down. I think that guy's just too slow. One of them will probably give chase and the other one will probably cap. Just got to wait and see who's going to be the next one. Made a bit of a mess of that Conqueror Gun Carriage, didn't it? Very good shotgun. 21cm artillery on the move. Well, surprisingly, it's the E4 that's gone arty hunting, whilst the Foch is staying in the cap. And I kind of get the feeling that what's going to happen here is that the E4 is going to try and chase the GWE100 down. Oh, he's found him! Oh, he came back! And he's out the game, so it's all over. If you were wondering what the television show that I was quoting, it was Galaxy Quest. Yes, the film with Sigourney Weaver. Yeah, rather a good film, that's and the other guy, American actor, oh, that's the one thing that I forgot, but Steve Allen, I think it was Steve Allen, Tim Allen, one of them anyway. It's an Allen anyway. Yes, the one who did Home Improvements. Yes, it was a very good film actually, and it did actually take the mick out of Star Trek, but most people actually rather enjoyed it, thought it was quite funny. Never give up, never surrender. Yep, well, that GWE100 never gave up. He actually came back to try and get a reset, which was probably the right thing to do for some people if you want to keep fighting. On the other hand, you could have led that T110E4 on a merry chase around the battlefield and also denied the team the extra points. Anyway, second class tanker for Mike 1963 in the Conqueror Gun Carriage. He also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in this one. He got 12, and he got a Confederate as well because he hit more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by other teammates. And if we look at the team score, we can see that the highest damage in the game was actually done by the T110E4, 5,298 hit points, 5,296 for the EPR, who got shotgunned by that GWE. Not bad. And the third highest damage was the AMX-50B on the enemy team with 4,600. When it came to kills, it was the EPR who did the best. 5 kills for him. So he was fairly confident that he could take out that GWE, but unfortunately it didn't work out so well for him. Oh dear. 3 kills went to the AMX-50 Foch, 3 kills went to the GWE100 on the enemy team. Well done. Even though you're an enemy Arty, you still did well, and not bad to get 3 kills. And 2 kills went to the T110E4, the E100, the AMX-50B and the Striv 103B. When it came to base XP, it was the EBR who managed to get the most with 1,300. 901 went to the T110E4, and it's that 830 went to the IS-7. We can see that Mike picked up 1,707 hit points. Didn't get any kills, but he did get 816 XP, which is not bad actually because it puts him in 5th place overall. He fired 9 rounds in that game, 2 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations but 10 splash. Damage of 1,707 hit points, of which 1,411 were at more than 300 meters. He received 1 hit. It was a penetrating shot, and 1 hit by way of splash as well from the enemy. 6 enemy vehicles were damaged, none were killed. 426 hit points of damage assistance, and he got 3,033 hit points of stun assist off 10 stuns. I think that's where he earned the second class tanker. He also got 38,341 credits from the game, and after repair and ammunition resupply took away 2,649 credits. 816 XP, ×2 for the first victory, 612 for this being from personal reserves, and took away 3060 experience points altogether. Not a bad game actually. It looked at one point like they were going to lose because they were well outnumbered and they'd had to give up huge amounts of territory, and the enemy were basically at their front door asking if they could take the cap. But they kept on fighting regardless, and it worked. And despite the fact that Mike failed on his shotgun, he still had a good game, I think, out of that one. I'm sure he wouldn't turn down a Confederate, especially in the Conqueror Gun Carriage. So well done, Mike. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm.
Oh, he wants back up in the movies. Oh, the precious movies.
And yes, I put the little squirrel in the boobies. I know he likes that one. Yes, we have a variety of those little clips for the end of the videos, but he seems to like that one, and it's not a bad one actually. It's a very funny place to put your squirrel though. Anyway, thanks for watching.